He is the co-host of the show that we take you to every single day here on NBC Sports on Peacock, and it's a big weekend for them as well. Michael Holley and Michael Smith's brother from another will be on right after the Steelers-Browns game. How are you, Michael Holley? What's going on?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. As a matter of fact, I'm hearing, I hope I'm not speaking out of school here, though I'm hearing, though, it might be a big weekend for you, too, because that's what they were telling us. Hey, Eisen can join you guys.
Yes, sir. Michael, even though I've got a 4-hour pregame show on Saturday at the
wait a minute.
and a 4-hour pregame show and a 4-hour pregame show on Sunday that begins at what we affectionately refer to as the ass crack of dawn.
Technical term.
Thank
correct.
you. There still is an I and Rich and Eisen. I'm a team player. I will be phoning into your show on Sunday night. I'll do it.
That was a very eloquent acceptance. I really appreciate that. That's good. And I'm going to ask, I heard you talking earlier, I'm going to ask Brandon Marshall today if indeed your fastest time was with him and what he did. I need to know not only your fastest time, but what he did to bring that out of you. You know, the best coaches, they make you reach down inside yourself. And you bring out something you didn't even know you had.
Right. But the best coaches also can teach you in a way to make things relatable. And Brandon did that for me. We had about a couple hours together one afternoon on the campus of Pepperdine in beautiful Malibu, California.
Ooh, baby.
And he told me something that resonated with me, which is to, because I would clench my hands. I would clench my hands in a way or hold them out. And sometimes I would hold them out with palms extended while I'm running. And he was trying to get me to relax. And he said that I should hold my forefinger and thumb together like I was holding a potato chip in each hand and bring it to my mouth as if I'm eating chips. That was very relatable to me. And it was very helpful. But for Brandon Marshall, I remember that. Yep.
He should be coached. That's a good coaching tip. And in all seriousness, he's got a great podcast. I was checking it out as part of the show prep, as we call in the business, show prep, just putting the due diligence, doing everything. But it's called I Am Athlete. He does a really nice job.
He's great.
Brandon Marshall and Fred Taylor, Reggie Wayne, who you know very well.
Yes.
And also Channing Crowder. So it's a good group there.
So, yeah. Are you interviewing Reggie Wayne at all, or you haven't? That's not part of the broadcast, just Brandon, so you're talking to?
No, it's just Brandon. Okay. He'll probably tell some good Reggie Wayne stories. Too bad, Rich. I thought I was going to have an opportunity to pick Reggie's brain, because I always want to talk to people. You talk about Wild Card Weekend.
Yes.
And the Bucks and Washington football team are playing this weekend. So I always like to talk to people who played with both Brady and Manning.
Yep.
So when he got to New England, I said, "Oh, this would be great." Guy played with Manning for 11 years. Let's see what this is like. But he was with the Patriots for a couple of weeks, and then he decided that was it.
That was
he was going to retire.
That would be a wrap. So, Michael, you being somebody who's obviously been around the Patriots organization and Brady, and now we have gotten the answer to how either would fare after a 20-year marriage in Brady and Belichick. How do you think the Brady playoff game is sitting with the Kraft family and Belichick in private moments? How do you think this is going down, Michael?
I think the Kraft family is fine with it. I think Belichick is probably mildly annoyed that Tom Brady, not that he's in the playoffs, because that's not a surprise.
Right.
It's that 40 touchdown passes at 43 years old, and Gronk coming back, because that's the other part of it. It's not just Brady; it's Brady to Gronk, because Gronk left, and it was clear. It was speculation that Gronk left. He wasn't having enough fun, and people wondered if Belichick had something to do with it. I think it's clear. Yeah, Belichick did have something to do with it. So when Brady got to Tampa, and then Gronk is back, and he looks the same. And he didn't quite look like that for most of the 2018 season. He did in the playoffs, but in the regular season he was kind of dragging. So I think that probably gets to him a little bit. And then people always ask me, Rich, I don't know how you feel about it, but people always ask me, like, who's more important, Brady or Belichick?
Oh.
Now, okay, listen, I'll be transparent. Yes, I have a book called Belichick and Brady. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
That's the book title.
Yes, I love it. Yes.
But
where all books are sold.
I really do. I really do think that's the right answer. It's both of them. And that's not the most exciting answer for hot take TV and hot take radio, but Belichick wouldn't be who he is without Brady. Brady wouldn't be who he is without Belichick. They both would have Super Bowls. Neither of them would have 9 appearances, 6 titles. But I think they got to the point where they needed to be away from each other.
And that makes sense. I mean, 20 years, you hear about how a long-lasting NFL marriage, for the lack of a better phrase, is 4, 5, sometimes 8 years maybe. I mean, 20 is insane. And then the numbers you just threw out, it is, and you did it casually because the reason why you did that is because we all know them already. But it's insane. It's insane that 9 out of 20 times that they were together in the same organization, they made the Super Bowl. Literally almost half of 1 out of every 2 seasons wound up with them there. That is insane. And so clearly if the quarterback leaves and the rest of the roster isn't ready to receive somebody, and the person who does come in to replace him is so completely different from the guy who left in Cam, obviously that's not going to wind up with the same amount of wins as the quarterback going to a spot with maybe his most talented roster. And this has got to be part of, for somebody in Brady who anything fuels him, this has still got to fuel him, right? Week in, week out, tonight, on Saturday night on NBC, and every single minute he takes a snap right now. This will fuel him.
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of things are driving him right now. Like it didn't, and when they both go to the Hall of Fame one day, it will be all love, and they'll tell stories, and they'll hug and smile. But toward the end, I mean, there were everybody. I think both of them were taking things personally that weren't necessarily personal. And one of them, it started with Brady when Jimmy Garoppolo was drafted. He was drafted in the 2nd round, and Brady is looking around saying, "Well, wait a minute. We last year we didn't have enough weapons, and you're spending a 2nd round pick on this quarterback." But it drove him to after Garoppolo was drafted, and Belichick mentioned his age on that draft night too. Said, "Yeah, Tom's 37. We know his contract status." So he was 37 when that happened, and since that moment, he's won 3 more Super Bowls since Jimmy Garoppolo was drafted. So I think that pushed him to be better, but it also ticked him off a bit. And then Belichick was upset that Brady decided that he wasn't going to go to OTAs. He was going to do it on his own. Now, keep in mind, Rich, we're talking about a grown man here. So Tom Brady at 24 is trying to win this parking spot, and hey, I'm going to set the tone. I'm going to be the first one here at voluntary workouts. And I think we all get so used to it as football fans that we think voluntary workouts, we think you have to be there. And we kind of look down. I think we kind of judgy on players who don't go there. But I think if you're Tom Brady and at the age of 40, after being at OTAs for 16 straight years, you decide, okay, I'm going to spend more time with my family. I think he gets the benefit of that doubt, but Belichick didn't give it to him.
Well, it's funny, Michael.
So, yes, they had a lot of squabbles, a lot of petty stuff.
Well, and again, that's all in the past, and now Brady's in his current spot with an opportunity to really make it a Cinderella type story for somebody who's been the belle of the ball for 20 years, which is kind of crazy. And it's funny, we had Bruce Arians on the show about a month ago, right, Chris? Is that when we had Bruce on about a month ago?
About that.
And I asked him about coaching Brady, and the one item that got picked up in the New England media, because we saw it, and plus my brother-in-law, Scott Schuster, who you know very well, he'll let me know on occasion when something gets picked up. What got picked up, Michael, was Arians talking about how Brady works so well with the young players and takes the time to coach them up. And a lot of New Englanders were like, what? They're like, what was that? Like, he's going to actually take people aside. And I'm wondering where that comment lands with you on that.
See, I'm not surprised by that. The reason it got picked up in New England, because so much attention was given to Brady being frustrated with young receivers and kind of being demonstrative on the field. But let me ask you this, Rich. if somebody, I'm just going to use an example. Let's say T.J. Jefferson. I'm just the first name that came to my mind.
Sure.
Let's say T.J. Jefferson is not doing the job the right way for the Rich Eisen Show.
Yes.
Does Rich Eisen coddle? Does he say, listen, TJ, you're a very talented young man. I'm so grateful to have you. Or if it happens in real time, supposed to do something at the precise time, and TJ drops the ball, not that he would ever do that, you might kind of go off on him.
Okay, so now, first of all, I greatly appreciate the analogy, not from TJ's point of view. This is about me, that I am the Michigan man like Brady in this instance, who's the quarterback of this roster. But, TJ, I will give you the floor for you to answer that question.
Oh, you've not that it's happened a lot, but there have been once or twice where you've shot me a look because I may have said something or done something. Doesn't happen a lot, but you've given me a look once or twice.
Chris, have I given him looks? Do I give him looks? Oh my God! Come on now.
Like I said, it doesn't happen a lot.
I think
No.
I can't. I'm the company who came in and exposed. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I get your point. No,
troublemaker.
I get your point. Brady doesn't suffer fools on occasion, but I think the way that the Bucs were saying is that, is that he needed to show, I guess, the Brady / Patriot way to some people. And that's another way in Tampa. But it's all come out in the wash with him being a wild card quarterback. And it's such a fascinating conversation that has gone so deep that with only 2 minutes to go, it's far less amount of time than I wanted to spend on the fact that you and Michael Smith in the Rich Eisen Show Fantasy League for basketball are DFL right now. I mean, you're so far back. We need a telescope to see where you guys are.
Okay.
Like, what gives?
They are hot garbage right now.
What is
Rich.
happening?
Well, okay. Well, I'm going to tell you what happened. All right, because I am a good co-general manager.
Okay.
So I would never sell out somebody on my staff. I would never do that. But Michael Smith, let me tell you about it. All right. Let me tell you about it. He has floated on the air several times. He said, I would leave the show in a second if I could be the assistant to the assistant general manager. He said it many times on Brother from Another, our show that we do together. He said, hey, if Louis Riddick gets a job and he wants to call me, I'll take it, or anybody else.
Boy.
I said, all right. So on draft night, on fantasy draft night, I said, okay, I'm going to show you that you really don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to let you draft our fantasy basketball team.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to let you draft. And this is not even, these are you don't have to make projections like general managers do. These are known commodities.
Yes.
All you have to do is take the guys that you know can play and pick them and assemble a roster. And I'll just tell you that the guy he came back happy that he passed on LeBron James twice. Okay.
And the guy...
I don't understand that.
Well, Michael, we've got 30 seconds till we have to throw to break here on Peacock. So please tell Michael Smith that he's not off to a great start for General Manager of the Year in the Rich Eisen Show Big Ballers Fantasy Basketball League, and that his grocery shopping items that he has purchased are already past expiration. And I will see you and Michael on Sunday night. We'll chat. Look forward to it.
Rich. Can't wait to hang out with you on a Sunday night.
You got it.
Take care, TJ.
All right, brother.
That's Michael Holley, everybody.
Get that draft board ready for the Cowboys.
There you go. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.